Welcome to this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. I'm Andrew Himes, and this week we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, Megan McMahon, and wrestling coach, Archie Randall.
Hi, I'm Megan Delatorre, and I'm here with Superstar of the Week, Megan McMahon. She's a junior soccer player from Oklahoma City, and she leads the 9-1 Stars with 12 goals and 4 assists. She scored the winning goal in a 1-0 win against Western State to give OCU coach Brian Harvey his 300th win as a women's soccer coach. So what was it like playing in that game and being part of that milestone?
That game was amazing to play because we had been looking forward to giving our coach, Brian Harvey, his 300th win. And we were hoping to do it against MacU, which was our previous game the week before, but we didn't pull through. And so I think it meant a lot that we could finally give him his 300th win.
Good. You're tied for the team in goals with freshman Allie Warsham. What's it like playing with her?
It's great. She's a great player. She puts the ball in the back of the net really well, and she really understands the game. And so far it's been really good. She's been a really good addition to the team.
That's good to hear. The team is 9-1 and 1-1 in SAC conference play. So what do you expect from the team here on out?
We were a little upset that we lost to MacU, but we all said that it's better earlier in the season than later in the season. So we're hoping we learned our lesson and just keep pulling out some wins for the rest of the season. So.
And that's great that y'all are, it's your only loss so far.
Yeah,
you're doing really well
that's
this season.
what we had to tell ourselves is that it's okay, so.
Yeah. And you've been doing some commercials for a car dealership. How'd you get into that?
Well, I had used to be extras for the Joe Cooper Ford commercials, and they had asked me if I had any experience being the main talent, and I said yes because of my major here at OCU, and I consider having some experience because of all the classes I've taken, and it actually really has prepared me for doing this kind of stuff in a lot of ways. So I can thank my classes, my professors, and
just to clarify, what's your major?
Broadcasting. I want to go into sports. Want to work for ESPN. So
yeah, I saw that on your profile. What made you want to go into that?
Growing up, I've just loved watching sports. My dad is obsessed with football and the San Diego Chargers, and so I grew up watching them. And I love football. I love soccer. I love almost every sport. So yeah. So I mean, I want to do something that I love. So I would love to work with sports. So.
Yeah. Cool. Can you tell us something about yourself that people don't necessarily know?
I am a big fan of Herbalife, and I am taking that along with a lot of girls on my soccer team. And Sheridan Horner, who I can thank, has hooked us all up and is getting us in good shape. So,
what's the purpose of Herbalife?
It just is to maintain a healthy balance of nutrition and just to make you feel good.
Oh, well, it's obviously working because you've got a 9-1 record.
Yeah.
So, once again, this is Superstar of the Week, Megan McMahon.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to wrestling coach Archie Randall. The women's season gets underway October 19th and 20th with the OCU duels. And Coach, you have Joey Miller and also Emily Webster coming back as national champions. Tell us about their drive to repeat.
I think that Emily's the one that both of them are in good shape right now. When the rankings came out last week, they're both ranked number one. Joey had a high ankle sprain, but she's back on the mat after this week, and she'll be fine. is like a machine. She's just continuously getting better every single minute. She just continuously works. And Joy's actually a fifth-year senior now, and she's looking at repeating as a national champion again. So I'm pretty confident in both of them.
Overall, you've got 10 of your 15 All-Americans from last year coming back. How important is that continuity?
It's critically important because the team actually is pretty young. We've graduated so many seniors in the last 2 or 3 years that I actually have a young group of girls coming through. I have 12 or 13 freshmen on the team. None of them actually can make the starting team with the exception of Rachel McFarland from Michigan, but it makes it a different practice. It's retraining and retraining and retraining. I have my group of veterans like Audrey Morehouse and Gilt Mocker and Brittany Roberts that are mainstays, but until the girls get good enough to be good workout partners for the older girls, it's a little bit of a struggle right now.
Around 300 competitors are expected to participate in WCWA championships this year. Talk about the growth of women's wrestling.
It's phenomenal. I can remember 6 years ago when we started this program, OCU was the 6th team, and the first tournament I went to the national tournament in Portland, outside of Portland, Oregon. There were 50 girls at the tournament. It was kind of helter-skelter and kind of rugged, but it's continuously grown. We're projected to have 2 more teams next year also. WCWA recruited in this year over 180 girls. 180 girls got scholarships this year, and so it makes recruiting more competitive. It makes the teams more competitive. Right now we're ranked number 2 behind King, but all that stuff doesn't make any difference till the end. So it's a lot. It's going to be more interest. And I think the bigger the tournament, the better off OCU is going to be. The better the competition, the better OCU is going to be. We just, in years past, we had to worry about somebody placing kids 5th and 6th, et cetera, like that, and not scoring enough points. Because the way that the women's tournament works is placement points. You only get points on whoever places, and that's it. So, theoretically, you could have no champions and win the tournament if you place 10 girls. So that's the way it works. So I think it's better off for us. The numbers are important.
On the men's side, you have Michael Brown, who was an All-American last year, and also Mitchell Eichenauer, who's a past All-American. Talk about those two.
Mike and Mitchell are both going down a weight class. Mike was ranked number 6 of incoming freshmen as a heavyweight overall in every class by Amateur Wrestling News. Mitchell was a national runner-up at 184. They're both going down 1 weight class. Mitchell going to 84, Mike going to 197 to make room for Stanley Latimer. Stanley Latimer, we redshirted Stanley Latimer last year. He was a junior All-American heavyweight, so we're going to put him in the lineup. Also, that moves Tegan Franco from 184 to 174, which was a national qualifier and a JUCO All-American. Puts him at 174 with Tyson Campbell, 5th-year senior Tyson Campbell, makes us pretty tough. We got a transfer in from OSU named Zach Skates, who is a multi-junior national champion, Oklahoma champion. He'll be at 65. At 57, we bring bring Mark Myers back into the lineup, who's a 3-time qualifier. He's a 5th-year senior, so we're looking good right there. At 149, we have Josh Stewart, a senior, and Hunter Muskrat, a junior. Both of them are going to compete at 149. So we're pretty solid there, too. At 41, we got a kid named Trevor Sterling. He's a transfer from Wyoming. We're looking solid there, too. Plus, we got Casey Powell from Claremore. Claremore has a great program. 33, Trevor, 33, we were young at 33, with Trevon Smith coming back. And the other kids are transfers. They're young. They're in 25. We still have Kid Gomez. We got Alvy Killingsworth. We got Matt Kimmel. We got Jared Steinbeck. We're pretty solid. The men's team is solid. It's a solid team. We're looking pretty good. I'm looking for a really good season out of it.
You talk about your experience. Several seniors, several past national qualifiers. How important is that experience?
For the guys' team, there are 7 seniors on the team. It makes a whole difference in the way that the attitude is in the room, practice habits, the way they behave off the mat. They don't make those dumb freshman decisions. And the incoming freshmen, the older kids are there to kind of nurture them along so that they don't make mistakes. The men's team is a lot more mature than the women's team at this point, and they're looking really good.
The qualifications have changed for the NAIA championships. What are the differences that we're going to see this year as opposed to in the past?
In the past, you could qualify kids at any tournament. You know, you place them, depending on numbers in the bracket, they could place for the tournament. They wouldn't have to go to the regional tournament. They could get a medical. They could do all kinds of stuff and still show up at the national tournament. And our national tournament would be about 324, 325 in there. So there was a lot of, I guess you'd say, fillers in the weights, and you never knew who was where or what was happening, and you didn't know whether the number one kid was at regionals, et cetera, like that. The new qualification standards are real simple. You go to the regionals, you qualify top 4, and then we have at-large members that can go into wild cards, whatever you choose to call, depending on numbers at your tournament, at your regional tournament. The regional tournament, the numbers at your tournament determine how many extra kids you get to take in. Central Regional is always the biggest one. So we're going to probably get to take top 6, but you have to go to the regional tournament. You have to place top 4 at the regional tournament. What puts us in a better position? 200 to 220 kids at the national tournament. There's no fluff at the national tournament anymore. Puts OCU in a better position. There's no free points anyplace. Everything's got to be earned, which gives us a chance to really have a chance to win it this year. I think it was a great move by the NAIA. Great move.
Obviously, as a coach, you push your team in conditioning. It looks like you've pushed yourself in conditioning a little bit. Talk about your drive to get yourself in shape.
Me? It's eat right. 70% of what you are is what you eat, and I learned that. I don't eat bad like I used to. I don't go to McDonald's every day. I watch what I eat. I eat salads, and I work out every day. And it's kind of inspired my coaching staff. We're all lost together. I think we've lost probably 100 pounds together as a group. Plus now when I start preaching to kids about eating, I'm not, they're going, yeah, coach, they're believing me finally, So it's been a unique experience. Someone told me, one of my friends told me that your team always looks up to you and you've got to be the example. Hey, wrestlers have to watch their weight, so I guess Coach Randall's going to too. And I'm planning on getting down to probably lose another 20 more pounds. When I get there, of course, I'm going to celebrate by going to the nearest buffet.
All right, we've been talking to OCU wrestling coach Archie Randall. The women's team gets underway October 19th and 20th, and you can keep up with their progress on OCUsports.com. That's it for this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. Check back every week for all the latest in OCU sports.